So let me ask you a question. What would you do if you had more support? What would you do if you had real support? Think about it. What would you do if you had real support? See, a lot of times we are going through life doing things alone. There's nothing wrong with that. But how much more could we get done? How much more could we achieve? And how much more can we have? More of a lot of things, right? How much more free time? How much more time with loved ones? How much more goals accomplished could happen if we had support? Now, there are a couple of reasons why we don't ask for support. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad or you're a bad person, but it's really important to think about like how far and how much farther could we get if we really had support. Now, here's some things. High achieving people, there are some times that you just zone in. You zone in on what it is that you're trying to get done. And when you zone in, you block everything else out. In doing so, a lot of times you end up doing things on your own. So you feel as if I can do this by myself, I'll get it done the way I want it to. And yes, I know that I'll be able to get the outcome that I'm looking for. Is this bad thinking? Not necessarily, but it's probably thinking that has gotten you to where you are right now. Now, here's the thing. What got you here is not going to get you there. So the difference with support, it's far better, right, than it is without. Now, support can come in many different ways. And at times you really have to ask yourself, why is it that I'm not getting support? Is it that I'm not asking for it? I don't feel like I need it? Or don't I not feel that I am worthy of support? Oh, ouch. Yeah, I know. But there are a lot of times that we do sabotage ourselves unbeknownst because of some of the same mindsets, right? Where we want to achieve said goal, but we refuse to ask for support. Does that mean that you're a bad person? No. However, if you're finding that you're having difficulty achieving a goal, if you're finding that you're getting run down, your stress levels are continuously high, you're getting burnt out, and you are still not achieving said goal, stop and ask yourself, am I getting the support? And if your answer is no, ask yourself the next question. Have I asked for support? And am I blocking that support? Because that could be a form of self sabotage. Now, what happens with stress and continued stress? Of course, your quality of whatever you're trying to produce is going to go down. And the same thing happens with your body, right? If your body's under continued stress, then yeah, it starts to run down. So you will have a mirrored effect of what's going on the inside, you'll start to notice similarly on the outside. So if you start to see some of these physiological effects on your body, which some of it might show up in the form of excess weight, excess fatigue, just a lack of energy, a lack of drive, you might need support. I just don't know how else to say that. It means that you and your body is asking you to please get some support. What does that support mean for you? In the end, it means not only achieving said goal, but it also means rest and restoration. What does that do for your body overall? It helps it to get back into peak performance state where your mind is as sharp, where you're coming up with that clarity, where you're coming up with that great idea and you're able to execute it. Are you able to do all this alone? But so long. But with support, you can get there faster and you can get there farther. So, is support a form of weakness? No, no, it's not. So, ask yourself, why are you avoiding support? Now, the next thing that might come to your mind is I don't want to bother other people, and therefore I'm not asking for support. So the first thing you're thinking, I can do it by myself. And the next was, I don't really want to bother other people. A lot of us have that same personality, right? We want to achieve great things. We see others achieving great things. We have our own goals that we have set forth, but you have this nausea that erupts in your stomach each time you think. You don't even have to ask someone for help. Just thinking about it just brings you to a state of, ugh, not even panic. It could be nausea. Maybe you're holding your breath, and therefore you avoid asking for support. And what does that leave you with? Continued stress, fatigue, with you trying to juggle everything by yourself. Now, the nausea, that feeling that I don't want to bother other people, does it eventually go away? It can. But how? You literally have to ask. You have to take an action. And in doing so, you will start to notice that a lot of people actually want to help you. So many times we have this narrative in our minds. And I'm pretty sure you've had this, right? You have this story that you've made up that has a very long plot. It has ups and downs, and none of it has even happened, right? Oh, I need some support with XYZ. I need to ask David, but I'm pretty sure if I ask David, he's probably going to give me the side eye and thinking that I didn't know how to do it by myself, which is the reason why he thinks I'm asking him. But it's not that I don't know how to do it by myself. I just need some help because I have so many other things going on. And if he thinks that, then I'm pretty sure Jane probably thinks the same way. I wonder if this whole team thinks that I'm incompetent. I'm here, and the narrative goes on and on. So you have blocked yourself with a whole slew of stories from even asking for support before you start. Why? I don't want to bother. And then they might think that I'm incompetent. Now, on the other hand, some people are out there and they can't wait to support you. Why? Because you've often supported them. People who are afraid to ask for support are usually given a lot of support. And you are probably that person on a consistent basis. Anyone needs help, they come to you and you help. You bend over backwards to help them. And guess what? Some of these same people are waiting for their chance to help you. They just need you to ask, right? So another reason we don't ask is, I don't want to bother anybody. Another time you are wondering, what if there is betrayal at the end of me asking? Yes, that betrayal, that story or that narrative that you've made up that has gone way beyond. You're probably on episode 5 of this narrative and you have yet to even ask. Episode 5, up in there. It's almost like a Netflix binge fest that's going on in your mind before you ask. Betrayal, trauma, comedy. I think you probably have the whole facet. Everything has come to mind. What if? What if that? What if this? What if? Oh my. And it paralyzes you from getting support. But we know that asking for support is not a form of weakness. Actually, it's a form of strength and it puts trust in others. Now, you might say, I've been betrayed before, Dr. Beckford. You just don't get it. I prefer just going through this whole thing by myself because I don't want to have to deal with all of this. You don't get it. I, the pit in the stomach, I get it. The wanting to ask, but sometimes being afraid, I get it. And guess what? So many of us do. But we know the antidote for all of this fear is a little bit of action, a teaspoon of action. What does Mary Poppins say? A teaspoon of honey? I don't know, but makes the remedy go down. Whatever it is, you really just need a tincture of it. A tincture of action, just a little bit, will get you far, right? A little bit of action, taking the time to ask for support. How does support help you? It helps in many ways. Support can come in many forms, right? And you have to ask yourself, what form of support do I need right now? Is it that I need someone to listen? Maybe that's what you need. Is it that I need someone to hold me accountable? That's another form of support. Maybe I need someone to help me with clarity and I can't find my way. I know what I want, but I can't find my way there. And I need just a little bit of clarity. That's another form of support. So support comes in many different forms. And if you take a moment to ask for support, you can benefit from it in so many ways. Yes, not only will you get that bonding with that other person because you've probably supported them and now they get to support you, right? You'll also get that ability to know that the decision that you've made is going to get you to where you're going, right? To get you to that next point. And support also gets you the end result. And what is that result that you're looking for? You're looking for that goal that you'd like to accomplish. Whether that goal be, I want to reduce my stress some more. I want to reduce the effects of stress on my body, the fatigue. I want some more clarity. I would love that excess weight that's coming because of my stress. All of that can be offset by getting support. So now my question is to you. What would support look like for you? And if you were to have support, how much more can you get accomplished? How many more of your goals and your dreams can you get through? Is it within a week that you'd be able to accomplish some of these things? A month or a couple months? What are some set goals that you have yet to start because you feel as if you do not have support? If you are a woman who's dealing with a high stress and burnout, and the effects of the stress and burnout on you, you've seen the physical and the emotional effects of that stress, and you're looking for support, then I'm here to help. You can join my Elite Stress Metabolism program, where we have other high achieving women just like you who are going through the program with support, accountability, and the connection, knowing that they are able to get to their goals and their dreams because they're doing it with support. So I ask you again, what more would you be able to accomplish if you had support? Said it before, and I'll say it again. I'm Dr. Beckford, and I'm here to help. See you guys later.